Welcome to Unbiased and On the Fence. I'm Shane. Well, I wanted to start out with the meditation times for those who can join in on a daily basis. I did check the times out and they did not change now that everyone's gone through their what you call daylight saving time now. So for those who can't see on your phone, it will be Universal Time 8 to 8:15. That's Universal Time or GMT, AM and PM. And of course, if you're in the US, that would be Eastern Time 3 to 3:15 AM and PM. So, welcome to the show. It is getting a bit chilly here in my neck of the woods. I don't know about you guys, but I had a pretty good response in that last video, but I did want to cover some of the comments for you guys that I got in, and some were pretty interesting. And let me first say hello to everyone. Got Wesley, Jose, Jem, Kiri. Thank you all for being here. So, somebody asked me, I had synchronicity, and it happens from time to time where my video will end on a synchronicity, like 11 minutes and 11 seconds and things like that. And so it's served as sort of an archetype for how things in life really are, because it appears that we have help of some sort. Now, is this is it multiple sources for the help? Is it a single source? I think we can think of it, either way, because we're all one technically. But I don't even think it really matters from the outside's point of view. I believe we do have help. I believe sometimes things are set up, dominoes are set up, and we have to just sort of push them. And that's why I wanted to point out the thing with the synchronicities with the videos, because often what will happen is I'll go to end a broadcast and I'll look down at the time. It'll be a live broadcast. I'll look at the time and it'll be at 11 minutes. The outro's playing and it'll be counting up 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I have to smile when it happens because I didn't plan on the overall broadcast being 11:11 or being within range that I could stop it and create my own synchronicity. But it's happened time and time again. Even on my recorded videos, I'll cue in the outro and I'll be able to stop it right on a synchronistic number, like the last one was 4444. So I think it's a good opportunity to look at how things are set up in real life. We have opportunities put in place that we can act upon. And I've missed it a few times. I've had it where, it's 11 minutes and I was chatting and I'll look over and I'll go to stop and it's like 11 and 15 seconds. I'm like, oh, if I'd only been paying attention, I could have got another 11:11. So a lot of times we're put in striking range and it's really up to us to tweak things, and not just with times on videos, of course, but with other things. Sometimes people are put in place in our life. We'll have, we'll feel led to say something just sort of intuitively. We'll have a feeling that we should say something, and I believe that we're sort of like instruments or vessels that we can be put in place to be used for a higher purpose. And if we are in the moment, we don't miss those opportunities, because we all want to be an instrument used for higher good or a higher purpose. And opportunities arise. Some of them we miss, some of them we see them and we act upon them. And at the end of the day, I think it's important that everything moves like a well-oiled engine. And if we're in the moment, we'll have a better opportunity at seeing these opportunities. So with that, I will move into Angelo. Hello, Dead GBK. I appreciate all you guys hopping in here. Yeah, I was about to go live a few times, and then Robert Wood was on. I was watching him. And then Life Matrix came on. I was watching him, and I thought, okay, so I'll go on after Life Matrix unless someone else hops in. So So anyway, I wanted to go to the viewer comments. Fellow YouTuber Scott Harrison on this latest video I uploaded about the Anunnaki and the I am, we are ancient arrow site, or the Wingmakers material. He writes, wow, Shane, or wow, thanks, Shane. This has certainly given me a lot to think about. I've noticed a lot more separation lately. This makes a lot of sense. I've been guilty of it myself, and we all have. Even within the comments, I have to be careful that I am, you know, that I really think out my, the things I'm going to say, as I'm doing right now. But you don't want to feed into that sense of separation, because my whole channel was formed around the idea of rising above the man-made groups and becoming one with everyone to get a better perspective, a better view of life and truth and everything. And I had no idea until this material came out just what extent of separation we all undergo, whether it be, you know, race, religion, political views, world views, different things like that. So I wrote back, I can still feel the programming telling me, how could I possibly make a difference? What have I done to be worthy of such a gift? But it's really not even about that. We're all one, like a body. We're just the arm and hand that's supposed to push down the wall for the rest of the body to walk through. And I think, you know, it's been a while since I put out the video with the Eddie Murphy Golden Child, where I talked about a lot of us dealing with unworthiness, because, you know, on one hand, you don't want to feel like, you know, you've got an ego and that you feel like you're better than someone else, but then that can lead to you feeling unworthy, and that can lead to inactivity because you don't feel like you matter. So it's important to understand that everyone matters. Everyone has a role they can be playing, and they can be doing something. And it's not a matter of anyone being better than anyone else. It's just like we're a body. You know, there's arms and hands and legs, and everyone can take part in this. And I think if you consider that we're like the hands that's supposed to push down this wall of our reality, this fake reality, then you realize that you're doing it for the whole body. You're not just doing it for the hands and the arms. So Jamie wrote, I am, we are. I have to start with me. Being aware of separation programming is easy to see in others than it is to see in oneself. Peace. And I totally agree with Jamie. You have to start with yourself, and you have to be aware, because it creeps up. Just the whole idea of separation creeps up in every aspect of life. And it's easy to see in other people, but it's not as easy to see in yourself. Let's see. In relationship to the Wingmaker material, Friend in Spirit writes, this message is not for me to receive. Everything within is screaming, run. In fact, I shifted while in the midst of attempting to view past my comfort level, LOL. Thus was an obvious protection mechanism for me. And I can totally agree. On one hand, the material resonated with me. On the other hand, I felt that internal programming saying, you know, just that whole rejection thing. This can't be right. So yeah, I definitely feel it too. And it's a hurdle that we have to get over. But evidently, we've been, you know, called, if you will, to see these things. And it really makes a lot of sense when you understand that there's a programming at work. That's why some people just can't see it, because some of the things are just so clear. And I'm like, how can you possibly not see this happening? So yeah, I definitely agree with that. Jose, which is actually in the chat with us, helping out. I appreciate you, Jose. She writes, it does resonate with me a lot. And I also do have a little doubt hanging right there, but I want to see what is behind the wall. Thanks for this. Let's do it. And I totally agree. Let's do it. let's see. Kimberly writes, your theory. Oh, now this is a comment in the Too Close to See It video where I discuss about how some people that are too close to things don't seem to see the Mandela effects, like doctors don't see the changes to the body. You know, ship captains or pilots don't see the geography changes. So Kimberly writes, your theory makes sense, especially for doctors and people's names. I guess that would explain Olstein, but I still find it hard to believe that not one of the people that go to the church would not notice. I always thought Looney Tunes, spelled Toons, but I'm pretty sure I remember 52 states. Something like Alaska and Hawaii were the last two, but who knows, I might be wrong with that. Seems like I actually have a memory of both on the number of states, and that has happened with me quite a bit, where you remember it both ways, or you remember the original way, but the new way seems familiar. And I'm pretty sure that's the same for everybody on that one. Here's a longer post. Let's see. This post comes from New Atlantis. Now, this was actually not on the video about the ancient arrow site, the Wingmaker's material, although it sounds like it. It's kind of funny because it sounds like they're saying things from the video that came after the video they left us comment on. This came from the video before when I was reading some of the higher dimension information. New Atlantis writes, there's definitely a shift going on. My sense of things is that this world is holographic and can be anything, including a much more loving, non-zero sum game, unlike how things are currently set up. I was raised Christian, Lutheran, but felt compelled in my early 20s to find the meaning of life. LOL. This led me to study NDEs, near-death experiences. I figured NDEers would have at least a glimpse behind the veil and what life is really all about. I have read thousands of these accounts since then, and the vast majority of them can be distilled to these major elements. 1, love is the most important force energy of all and is the very fabric of everything. It is an unconditional love that has no opposite. We can tune into it at any time, not just after death. I totally agree with that. 2, we truly are all one. This is not just a new age platitude. To hurt another is to hurt ourselves. The golden rule very much applies. And success here in human form is based upon how much we are able to live with a loving intent. Not doing so keeps us on the wheel of karma. And 3, we all get this eventually, even if it takes many lifetimes or incarnations. However, the transformation can happen in an instant. Even those who have lived the polar opposite of a loving life can change in their current lifetime. In fact, they could be the most ripe for change or realization. And for those who saw my last video about all of the stuff with the Wingmaker material, this is a total confirmation on everything in that video. I sure hope that, who was this again? New Atlantis. I sure hope you saw the new video and you can see how everything you said here almost sounds like the video I put out after this comment. So that's amazing. And that's how things go. It's all these synchronistic patterns that occur. These they confirm what you're looking into, and you can tell that there's this common theme that's running through all of us about just wanting change, and we're starting to see the world differently, even through all the muck that we have to deal with. We're starting to see how things can really be if we just set our intention, our loving intention. Cheris writes, Rodin's thinker statue has always had the hand to the chin, not the forehead. What you probably picked up at the garage sale was a joke sculpture that looked like the real one. There were lots of them in the 70s. So, you know, and that's a pretty good point, because something like that could have happened. I mean, that's more plausible than the impossible happening, right? But that doesn't explain why there's numerous pictures of people posing next to a statue that's like this, but they're like that with their hand on the head, mimicking the statue the way it used to be, as if the statue used to look that way. They took a picture with it, and now the statue has miraculously changed to have a different pose. Sorry, my mic is dropping on me here. Okay. Oh. All right. So Maureen Moreau writes, want to know something creepy? Okay, I'll bite. A little help from my friends had been changed from what would you do to what would you think? I checked out a number of Ringo's videos, and it has changed. It has been changed back to do again. I don't know if you guys heard about that one, but it's changed back to what would you do. That it changed to what would you think? Okay. Spacey Tracy writes, accept Jesus or flame, 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 winky face. All right. Thank you, Spacey Tracy. And, you know, that's sort of more of that separation mentality. And it's not really, if you look into what Jesus actually taught, you'll see that this is actually church doctrine you are spreading here, and not really the message of Jesus, in my humble opinion. Okay. Monster Mash writes, as a former assistant nurse, mainly nursing homes, but worked in hospitals, I would bet my right leg it was depends with an S. Lord knows I used enough of them with my clients. Yes, depends has changed. Now, this is in response to the actor Brendan Fraser's name. It used to be spelled with an I, and now the I is gone in Fraser. It's just Fraser now. And I love this when this happens, when I'll put something out in the video, and I didn't really, it wasn't the name video that I was talking about. It was the video with the archives from the Jeopardy show. And I just happened to hover over something and had Brendan Fraser, and I saw his name had changed, and it was the new way on there, and whoever this was, Jerry Hicks, did not know it had changed. So he writes, Frasser? Question mark. WTF? Question mark. I'm 100% on that. I just IMDb'd it. What the hell? Without question, it was the traditional Frasier. Damn. So I love that. It's when people see one like that, you know, when people realize they got 100%er. I know early on I put out the video, and somebody had put, it was, I don't know which one it was, because they left and they never came back. And that happens often. Like, someone will realize the Mandela Effect's real, and, you know, I want them to, well, what was it? What got you? You know, and they never come back. It's like they go down, it begins their roller coaster, but they never come back to chime back in. But somebody that wrote, man, this just got real. And then I didn't see him anymore. So not a lot of comments now that I caught back up last week. Let's see here. Let me go to the live comments and make sure I'm not missing anything. Now, you guys, if you have questions for me, if you can make sure you put the little @ sign and then begin typing unbiased, my name will pop up there, and it will make it show up red for me, and then I won't miss your questions, because a lot of times I just sort of scroll through the questions really fast. And if I don't see Shane or the red unbiased and on the fence, then, you know, I'll completely miss your question. So let me take a second to look here. Someone wrote, "The Flash is on. Gotta go." Thanks for stopping in. My son loves that show. I love to watch it with him sometimes. Let's see here. And then he said, "Some people think we are in a waiting room. For me, it feels like a dressing room. We are getting ready for the next gig." Let's see here. What's up, Jamie? I didn't see you hopped in here, buddy. Good to see you. ME Kid or KD? I don't know if that's supposed to be Kid. Sorry, I don't wear glasses when I'm on here, so I'm like straining to see my screen all the way over there and staying in the screen or in the camera at the same time. But let's see. Oh, we got Mikey73 here. Thanks for hopping in here. KC Cat 5, thanks for being here. Just sort of scanning through here. Brian Stone, thanks for being in here, and thanks for chatting with me in the comments. Yeah. Maureen Moreau says, "Please let the wall come down soon. I'm at the end of my rope." And hang in there. We all feel like we're at the end of our rope. And Steph agreed. Thanks for hopping in here, Steph. Just noticed you. The Green Man. The Green Man. I don't know if you noticed. Did you see, and for others that might not know, Richie from Boston's channel got taken down after he, not long after he did a video about targeted individuals. And I thought that was a bit odd. And some of his experiences he finally came out talking about. His channel went down. He went to his second channel, but then he went back to his first channel because it suddenly came back up last night. I don't know if you knew about that or if you saw the video, but I thought that was actually pretty interesting. And it's kind of funny because not long after I first started this channel, I was listening to Richie from Boston talk about some experiences he had in the middle of the night. And he was talking about nobody really had this whole, what do you call it, sleep paralysis years ago. And I thought, you know, it happened to me not long ago. It was like right after I started my channel. And after hearing Richie from Boston talk about this, I'm like, oh man, were they beaming me with some stuff or something? I know that I surrounded myself with light, you know, in my mind, and it went away. So I didn't know if it was a good thing or a bad thing, but it gave me this feeling of when I was a kid and would have nightmares. So I don't know that, you know, it's for sure a targeted individual thing, but it certainly had me thinking about it. But nothing's going to silence me from talking. So thank you, Steph. Steph appreciates the talks we do. I appreciate you guys hopping in here. Yeah, that's been happening a lot. Kiri is talking about getting unsubscribed. And I've had other people tell me, hey, I got unsubscribed. You know, I was subscribed a while back. Don't you remember the comment I left? I never unsubscribed. And I just noticed the other day I was at 2220 subscribers. I uploaded a video and it dropped down to 2011. And, you know, I don't know. Sometimes you upload something, you think it's controversial, you just assume people unsubscribe to you. And it's, how do we know? We don't know unless you chime in and say something. So if you know you were subscribed and then you were not subscribed, we'll just assume that you unsubscribed because you heard something you didn't like. So it's important that you leave a comment and say, hey, you know, I was subscribed and then I wasn't subscribed, or my bell was clicked and then it wasn't clicked, because all of these things have happened to me before. It actually happens to me with Unirock all the time in his channel. I'll look and it's like I'm unsubscribed again, or the bell got unclicked again. It's really annoying, but I did notice it happened when I did an upload, and it wasn't like a while after I did the upload. It was right when I did the upload. It's like I noticed it because I was sitting there thinking, oh, I'm about to have a 2222 synchronicity, and then it dropped back to 2011, and I was like, what the heck? So I know 9 people didn't unsubscribe at that moment. Let's see. Tracy, thanks for being in here. Preliminal. I realized I've been saying your name wrong. When I really looked at it, I'm like, oh, that's an extra syllable I've been missing. Thanks for being in here. I won't try to say it a second time. Mande1a Effect, thanks for being in here. I don't know if I'm missing anybody. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys hopping in here. I appreciate all your comments. Subliminals Angel, thanks for being in here. The Reader, thanks for being in here. Oh, Becky Lewis, my friend, how are you? I don't know if you made it home safe or not, but I sure hope so. Let's see. We got a lot of YouTubers in here, so, or at least a few. Dead GPK, make sure you check out Dead GPK. Be sure you drop your link in there, man. And Becky Lewis has a lot of cool stuff on her channel, so be sure you check her out, you guys. Let's see if I'm missing anybody else here. Okay. Well, I do love each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for hopping in here and spending some time with me. I do have some more coming down the pipe. So for those who can join on a daily basis, if you're subscribed to my Twitter, you can go there and you can see the meditation times, or I had them listed at the beginning of here. But I like to start doing this every day, and I even thought I would do the I am, we are, you know, quantum pause breathing exercise. I think it would be a good idea to do that, you know, along with the meditation. And I thought whenever we get synchronicities, let that be a little clue in to take a moment and practice the I am, we are, love exercise or meditation. It only takes a second. You can do it for as long as you have time. But I think connecting it with the synchronicities would be a good way to sort of connect us to the moment, that not only in the moment, because it already does that, but also to our connection to the higher, which is what gives us the synchronicity to begin with. So I just thought that would be amazing. Sort of like at the, you know, if everybody got the 11-11 thing, then it's sort of like, you know, the stadium when they all do the wave and everybody kind of does it one after another. If everyone did the 11-11, or anytime you get a synchronicity or an 11 in the time, you can sort of imagine this wave going around the whole planet or plane. So I do appreciate you guys hopping in here, and love and light to each and every one of you guys. Have a good one.